Welcome to Gwyn and Rohan's. This is GRstarcraft here, casting a game. You know, we were looking recently for some Terran versus Zerg to do a little bit of casting on, and we stumbled upon oGsNada versus mouzMorrow here on Tal'Darim Altar. So we decided we're just going to go ahead and cast this game. I am pretty excited. This, of course, is played on the American servers, I believe, where OGS just has the OGS account. But this is, I assure you, Nada playing on this account right now. So I'm hoping we're going to see some just absurdly epic Zerg vs Terran on this map.
Yeah, me as well. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Two really well-known players from Europe and Asia right here. Obviously, Nada, dating back to his Brood War days. He's just a beast.
Terran.
He's just a beast. Yeah, he's a genius too. Very cool dude. So creative. Very good micromanager. Just unbelievable. I just have memories of all his tank dropship play back in Brood War. But we are playing StarCraft 2 these days, and Morrow. Let's talk a little bit about him. Former Terran player. You know.
Morrow, quite a character, actually. You know, a great. We just cast a game with Idra in it, and speaking of Idra, Morrow, of course, defeated Idra at IEM. You know, right after the beta had ended with 5Rex Reaper, when that was a build Terran could do. When you could go, you know, of course, barracks before supply depot. I don't believe 5Rex Reaper was actually a Rex before supply depot build, but getting that many Reapers out and then just transitioning solidly. Of course, the Zerg had to make roaches to defend, and then transitioning just right into those Marauders, which were so effective against roaches. Exactly what Morrow did to take out Idra. But then he actually said, I'm going to switch to Zerg, and a lot of people laughed at him. But I mean, if we look at his play now, his Zerg versus Protoss, you know, I'm really impressed with the developments he's had in that matchup recently. He's been doing a lot of Ling, Baneling, Infestor play, and it is really scary because he just kind of drops Banelings on your entire army and then you die.
Yeah, very creative, and that's why he switched. He said that Zerg had the ability to be so creative, and he felt that his skill level and his talents, he'd be better suited playing Zerg. So anyways, we're gonna talk a little bit about the game we're casting, and Nada actually 2 Raxing on this map. Kind of interesting. It's such a big map and the distances are so long, but we do have a hatch first, so it may be able to do some damage here.
I still feel, though, like, I mean, 2 racks is probably my favorite Terran opening. It is so safe. I mean, look at this. He's got his wall almost completed. You know, just needs one additional building right here to complete the wall up. Nada can expand safely behind this, and he's putting pressure on Zerg. He's forcing a Spine Crawler. He's forcing 8 Zerglings to be produced. Forces a cancel on the Spine Crawler. Could throw down a bunker. You know, we've seen some great you know, bunker play. You know, out of a lot of Terrans. Zerglings out on the map, though, don't have speed, so, you know, of course, Marine's quite good against non-speed Zerglings, especially off
definitely. Creep. He's got no gas either, so it's not going to be here for a while. He's going to have to pull drones, and he's going to have to kill this SCV. I hope he kills that SCV on the bunker. He doesn't want to let that thing finish.
It looks like Nada continuing to micro, not getting surrounded, and oh, look at this. Killing off, he's killed off so many drones at this point. He is going to lose that bunker, but not a big deal. He can just cancel it, get the minerals back. He's probably going to take out an Overlord. You know, and look at Nada, you know, just does a bunch of damage. He's got the command center started back at home, and you know, he's just going to go ahead and keep the aggression on. Keep Morrow here from producing the drones he wants to produce. And look at this. He sees, you know what, there's a lot of Zerglings there. I'm just going to pull back. That's exactly what he does.
Yeah, and he's picking off tons of Zerglings, and as you mentioned, at the same time, getting his command center going. So, really good Marine micro. He's still splitting them up very well, and he gets out of there with quite a bit of damage done. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of damage done, but he, like you mentioned, he forced Morrow into building the units he didn't want to build, which were drones.
I mean, Morrow, you know, definitely does not want to build Zerglings this early in the game.
Definitely
does not want to have to put down a Spine Crawler. Usually, I mean, it's pretty standard play to put down that Spine Crawler just as a precaution, but it doesn't mean that Morrow wouldn't skip it if given the opportunity. And when you have a 2-Raxing opponent, you simply do not have that opportunity. That is essential because, of course, Nada could, instead of getting the expansion, have thrown down 2 or 3 or even 4 more barracks and be going for an all-in.
Yeah, and I really love what Nada's doing back here at home. He's, instead of putting a supply depot to make that block, he's going the safe route and putting a more Baneling proof style of building in case Morrow does decide to counter with a Baneling timing. So, and he's actually got a 4th barracks as well going down in the main, as well as an engineering bay in production. Excuse me.
You know, the engineering bay, great. Not only are you going to get your upgrades started very quickly, but anything like, you know, a very fast layer. You know, as we see Morrow, of course, now taking more gas. He'll be on 4 gas, and the layer started. Very fast layer into Mutalisks. You want to have those turrets up in time for that, and getting that Evo chamber now, great way to ensure that that happens.
Yeah, definitely. And there is a factory going down for Nada as well, so he probably will, I would imagine, start transitioning into some siege tanks, and eventually, when a starport goes down, medevacs. And we'll be seeing that real standard, I feel, which is so good against Zerg, which is, you know, basically marine, tank, and medvac. So solid against Zergs.
I mean, and if we look at the positions on this map, it's going to be very easy for Nada to push out, siege up on this low ground, but hold on, we see a huge push happening in the natural. It's a ton of Marines, killing a ton of drones. Looks like he probably should target fire that Queen this weekend, take that out. That would be a pretty big blow to Morrow's economy, but look at Nada just killing every single drone at that natural. All of them dead, and killing the Queen as well, going for the 2nd Queen now. I don't think he's going to get it, but that is a huge amount of damage done. I think if we go to the workers lost, we see 25 workers killed for oGsNada, and only 3, of course, killed for Morrow. Definitely behind in that regard.
Yeah, and that attack, I think, was probably... it was probably a Nada creation at one point. I know I've seen that before, but that is designed, it's, I guess, a delayed marine push off 4 barracks. That is designed to take advantage of Zergs who get greedy. Who, when you, okay, I denied your little bunker SCV 2 racks pressure in the beginning. I'm going to drone up now because I know you're not coming back for a while. Well, that's not true, because Nada just came back and wiped out 20 plus workers, which was awesome.
I mean, and moving out at substandard timings like that, at timings when Zerg does not expect you to, can completely throw a Zerg player off. I mean, obviously the Zerg has the same resources that a Terran does, you know, supply, minerals, gas, but additionally Zerg has larva as a resource, and if you just spent all your larva on a wave of drones and an attack moves out, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it, and that's the situation that we saw Morrow in right there.
Yeah, he's all over those injects, though. I've been watching pretty well. I don't think he's missed a lot of them, so he's definitely getting more and more larva up. Sorry, I had a little mind fart there. But looking back at Nada, he's already got siege tanks out, man. He's just chilling behind his wall. He's going to get a nice big army down. He knows he just did a ton of damage. It wouldn't shock me if he threw down another command center and eventually started killing some rocks, or maybe floated off to that other one and make it a planetary. I'm not sure what he's going to do.
I feel like Nada, though, has forgotten something. I don't see any missile turrets up in this base, and we have Mutalisks on the way. Only 5 of them at the moment, but, you know, oh, finally, turrets going down for Nada. 3 turrets going down. You know, this is the right response here. I feel like he could have started them a little bit early and probably been more successful.
Yeah, I mean, they go up pretty quick, but you don't want Mutalisks coming in here before you've even started them, so I think the timing on them is actually pretty good. And we did actually miss a drop right there, Nada dropping, I think it was just 4 or 5 Marines,
Yes.
not very successfully. The Lings actually cleaned it up pretty quickly, so both players still sitting on 2 bases. Morrow is actually taking the rocks out, those dreadful, destructible rocks that just unfortunately make you kill them before you can expand there.
Yeah, I certainly am not a fan of those as a Zerg player. I wish I could just expand everyone on the map all the time. And look at this. Nada scanning as he walks out, does not want to fall victim to any Baneling landmines, you know, but moving out with this scary Marine tank, and this is the kind of push that's so hard to deal with when they siege on the low ground and an elevator to the high ground. And this looks exactly like what Nada is doing, using that sight from the low ground to take out that spine crawler, you know, keeping his Marines nicely spread against Banelings, and, you know, taking out this, oh, but look at this, Morrow moving in with Ling Baneling, you know, those tanks well spread out, but I don't know, it looks like 2 of the tanks fall, but those Mutalisks gonna get pushed back by a lot of Sims Marines.
Yeah, Nada is so solid, man. It's a beautiful spread on the Marines.